What's up, gamers? Welcome to Gamer Rant. My name's Kevin. This is Speckles, and today we're going to be talking about the hate that games breed. Because we live in a world full of negative reviews, and all of those negative reviews are hate speech. Let's jump into this hypocrisy. Here we have a video from 3 months ago. Starfield Haters Lose. Huge news reveal proves them wrong. Now, I got the video on 1.5 speed to kind of speed it up, even though it's only a 6-minute video. And my focus is not the numbers or whatever proof he's trying to iterate. There's other videos out there that have done full video responses to this, disproving the numbers that he was showing off in said video. Let's jump into the subject of the video.
Starfield haters, listen, you lose, all right? Starfield is a massive success. Millions of players are playing this game across the world and having the time of their life, and you just need to move on. Stop crying, go home. And if you think I'm just a fanboy blowing smoke, well, as you hit the dislike button and type your nasty and ignorant comment, let me throw some numbers at you that prove just how wrong.
So, you could tell right away that this is a bait video, all right? And the reason why I say it's a bait video is because, one, he addresses gamers, people that have a difference of opinion than him, as haters. They can't be someone who has a difference of opinion. They must be someone that hates the game. Because I like the game. I think the game's amazing. Therefore, not me. Therefore, you, the person who's watching this video, you don't like it. So I know you're going to leave an ignorant comment. I know you're going to hit the dislike button because you're a hater. You're a bitch. He doesn't actually use the word bitch, but you get the point, all right? He's trying to bait people to leave nasty comments, to dislike his video, because it would help fit his narrative. I always find it kind of ironic that the people that want to perpetuate the idea that hate exists around a game are the people who create that hate. So he is the one generating this hate. It isn't the game itself, because the game is just receiving positive and or negative criticism, and it may be receiving one of those in a greater amount. It could be due to, well, the game not being all that great, or some kind of controversy surrounding the game, which leads to, you know, what we know as review bombing. But what most people fail to remember about review bombing is that it was originally created as a way to protest. A bad way to protest, but a way to protest. And that's why it happens, even to this day. But yet, here we have something that people are trying to do in the positive light because they think it's protesting, but it's a bad way to do it. And it's labeled as hate because of that very aspect. And here we have individuals like this gentleman right here who want to perpetuate this idea that all of the negative reviews is not a difference of opinion. It's hate. And he does this by, number one, saying hello to the haters, letting them know that he knows they're going to leave an ignorant comment, that they're going to dislike the video. He's baiting people to purposely do that because it would fit his narrative. Anyway, let's get back to the video.
You are. Welcome to Starfield Signal, your place for everything Starfield. Now, listen, if you've watched my channel for any amount of time, you know that I try to stay positive, and I try to elevate the discourse around Starfield and not get dragged into stupid arguments on the internet. But the level of hate that Starfield has been getting is just wild. It's kind of just asinine. So please forgive me if this video seems a bit spiteful, but every now and then it's okay to take a victory lap. First, let's check in with the haters. So earlier, I didn't mention it in this section right here. He talked about how people were going to label him as a Starfield fan boy. It can't be because of the channel is called Starfield Signal. It can't be because he's wearing a hat and a t-shirt that says Starfield on it. It can't be because of that box that is well placed on his desk that says Starfield on it. It also can't be because all of his videos are Starfield related. It also can't be because, you know, his channel was created January 12th. Yeah, it also can't be the fact that he knows people have seen these kind of channels before, and in some way, shape, or form, not all of them, but for some of them, it's been proven that they were in the pocket of said developer and or publisher. Again, I'm not saying that that's what this individual is, but it has happened before. You'll take note that he does everything to try to bait people that might have negative criticism towards this game into responding to his own video in a negative fashion because it would help
his narrative. But again, the thing that he fails to realize is he's the one perpetuating this false narrative of hate. Because a difference of opinion is not hate. It doesn't even matter how that opinion was expressed. Whether it's vulgar, they used vulgar language, profanity, they were screaming at a camera, is irrelevant. Because the only thing that's different there is that other than you don't like what they're saying, you don't like how they're saying it. Which is not hate towards the game. That is you hating the individual's opinion, which is a completely different thing. You're conflating one thing, your own thoughts about something, with something that isn't even an actual narrative of the game within of itself, or the controversy of said game. Because as I said, this can also happen when a controversy surrounds a video game. Sometimes we get more than one of those in the same boat, like Starfield. Okay? It's just kind of ironic. Now, he's actually going to go over and talk about how if you go to Metacritic, that basically Metacritic's score was like a 6.4 at the time. Well, ironically, it's only went up by 0.6 points since then, and it's mixed and average. We can actually go to Steam. They're currently mostly negative, but that is also because there is a little negative criticism happening because of, well, you know, Steam saying that the game won an award for innovative gameplay. There's why currently it's receiving some negative feedback. But is that hate towards the game? No, it isn't. Like I've already mentioned, you know, the whole idea behind a review bomb is it's not a very good way to do it, but it's basically protesting. That was the whole point of it when it was created, when it was thought of. It was a way to protest a negative aspect of a game. But somehow, somewhere along the line, that thought became lost in the process, and review bombing ironically just became labeled as hate within of itself. Because there can't be an actual logical reason behind it, kind of have to show a point to prove a point. It has to be because individuals hate the game and or some developers, etc., etc.
We all knew this was coming. Starfield was review bombed hard on Metacritic last week. The user score sits at a 6.4 out of 10 with almost 6,000 user reviews. 3,442 were positive, 460 mixed, and 2,089 negative at the time of recording. And it's really sad that these haters can't even muster the energy to put a little creativity behind their negative comments.
All right, let's read some of these lack of creativity. Which is kind of ironic because they're not writing a fictional story, ladies and gentlemen. Space exploration is non-existent. It doesn't exist. This point is truly disappointing, especially considering that it has constant loading screens that completely break immersion. The game disappointed me. We have 2023 year and game is worse than 3-year-old Cyberpunk except bugs. Graphics of game is not equal. Character looks like Andromeda and are worse than 5+-year-old Kingdom Come. Arguably the worst single-player Bethesda game ever made. Terribly soapy graphics with a green filter that makes your eyes tire.
If you don't play the game, the least you can do...
It's a joke for a game in 2023 to run at 30 FPS on the console. The game overall doesn't provide the freedom that was so highly anticipated by... But yeah, a lot of these comments are just kind of perpetuating what a lot of people are saying. Even people that have positive reviews. The negative reviews are perpetuating some of what the positive reviews have to say negatively about the game. So again, what this person is doing, he's creating this false narrative that, hey, this game is getting a lot of hate. They're just saying nonsensical stuff, you know, that really isn't imaginative. It's not creative, because apparently you have to be creative when you write a review, when you film a review. Where is this horseshit coming from? Now, at the end of the day, we don't need to watch the rest of the video. But I will give you one little caveat. A little bona fide example, ladies and gentlemen, all right? So here we are. This is a video, I'm sick of fake gamers. I think people conflate the idea of hate with a negative response to a game. This is proven just from reading the comments on this video. Plenty of people labeling it as hate instead of what it factually is, a difference of opinion. And because of this, it doesn't make the negative feedback hate factual. And then I had an individual reply. If you say I didn't like X game because I thought it had some notable flaws, that's not hate. Okay. But if you say X game is absolute dog shit and is a complete joke of a game, Y game shits all over X game, the devs of X game are lazy as hell, that isn't constructive criticism. That is just blind hate and rage. How is it blind hate and rage? How is it? Well, let's analyze exactly what they're saying. The Starfield is absolute dog shit. Okay, so how is this hate or hate speech? Because it isn't. It's somebody's opinion, and they're using different words to describe how they feel about the game, which ironically has nothing to do with the word hate, nor the definition of hate. It is you not liking how they delivered their thoughts and opinion, let alone their opinion in general, and is a complete joke of a game. Again, this is not hate speech in any facet that thereof. Y game shits all over X game. So let's say like Cyberpunk shits all over Starfield. No Man's Sky shits all over Starfield. That is not hate. That's a comparison. You not liking how they described the comparison does not mean it is hate or hate speech. The devs of X game are lazy as hell. Again, this is not hate. This is the individual's opinion about the developers. Nothing more, nothing less. It's not hate within of itself. And the idea that this isn't constructive criticism. Well, what is constructive criticism? Because constructive criticism is subjective. It is also subjective on how that criticism is delivered. If I write an entire essay fully explaining why I don't like GTA 5, and then another person writes a real simple, short to the, this game sucked, end of review. The only thing that you don't know about the it sucked review is why they thought it sucked. Where is their explanation? You don't agree with their review because it's short and to the point, which is not invalid criticism. It's you not liking the short and to the point criticism. That's the problem. And I think that's the biggest problem that we see when it comes to this ideology of negative criticism when it comes to any type of game and it being labeled as hate. Because objectively it isn't. The only people that are hating on the game, ironically, are the people that like the game, but they're going to purposely label any negative criticism about the game, whether it's a review or whatever controversy is being perpetuated or proven about said game, as hate or hate speech. Anyway, that's all I have to say on this subject. And remember, gamers, if you're not voicing your thoughts and concerns about the bullshit in gaming and the bullshit that gamers spit out their mouth, and let's not forget the bullshit that people like this individual spit in their YouTube videos, you just might be a part of the motherfucking problem.